The Galactic Council chamber hummed with tension as Ambassador Velthor of the Azurian Collective delivered the grim news. His crystalline exoskeleton flickered with distress patterns as he addressed the assembly of 73 species. "The Nexus Gate network is collapsing," he announced, his translator converting his bioluminescent pulses into audible speech. "Without immediate intervention, faster-than-light travel across the galaxy will cease within 60 rotations." Panic rippled through the chamber. The Nexus Gates, ancient structures built by the long-extinct precursors, were the arteries of galactic civilization. Their failure meant isolation, economic collapse, and the end of the peace that had held for millennia. "Our finest engineers have studied the problem for cycles," continued Carix, the insectoid representative from the Hive Concordat, mandibles clicking nervously. "The gate cores operate on principles we barely understand. The damage to Gate 7's quantum matrix is beyond our capability to repair." "What about the Syntherians?" someone called out. "Their computational abilities are unmatched." The Syntherian delegate, a being of pure energy contained within a magnetic field, pulsed with what could only be interpreted as frustration. "We have run 47 million simulations. Each attempt to repair the core results in catastrophic failure. The mathematics involved are chaotic, unpredictable. Our logic matrices cannot process the variables." In the back of the chamber, almost forgotten, sat the human delegation. Earth had joined the Galactic Council only 3 years prior. Their species still considered newcomers, primitive mammals who had barely mastered nuclear fusion when first contact occurred. Elsa Morrison, chief engineer of Earth's Stellar Development Corps, leaned toward her colleague. "Alex, are you seeing what I'm seeing in those schematics?" Alex Chen, a quantum physicist who had been quietly analyzing the data on his tablet, nodded slowly. His eyes sparkled with recognition. "It's not purely mathematical. There's an element of intuition required. The precursors weren't just engineers, they were artists." Elsa stood abruptly. "Honored delegates, humanity would like to offer assistance." The chamber fell silent. Then laughter erupted from several species. The Garathians, massive beings who measured intelligence by neural cluster count, were particularly amused. "No offense intended, humans," rumbled the Garathian speaker. "But your species has been spacefaring for barely a century. Our civilizations have been attempting this for millennia. What could you possibly offer?" Elsa's expression remained calm, professional. "Respectful disagreement, speaker. That's exactly why we might succeed where you've failed. You're all too specialized." "Explain," Velthor commanded, his curiosity overriding protocol. Alex stepped forward, pulling up a holographic display. "Every species here has evolved to excel in specific areas. The Syntherians process pure logic. The Azurians perceive 17 dimensions. The Hive Concordat operates with perfect collective thought. But the Precursor's technology requires something different. Adaptive creativity combined with structured chaos." "Impossible contradiction," stated the Syntherian flatly. "Not for humans," Elsa interjected. "Our brains are messy, inefficient by your standards. We use both rigid logic and wild intuition simultaneously. We see patterns in randomness. We solve problems by breaking our own rules." "This is absurd," Carix chittered. "Gate 7 is failing in the Epsilon sector. We need solutions, not philosophical debates about cognitive diversity." Velthor raised a translucent appendage. "I propose we have nothing to lose. Let the humans attempt what we cannot. If they fail, we are no worse off than before." After heated debate, the council agreed, largely because no other options remained. 48 hours later, Elsa and Alex stood before Gate 7's massive quantum core, deep in the maintenance sector of the ancient structure. The chamber was impossibly vast, filled with crystalline matrices that pulsed with dying light. "The other species tried to force the core into stable patterns," Alex observed, running his scanner over the writhing energy fields. "But look here, the instability isn't a malfunction. It's adaptive resonance." Elsa grinned. "It's jazz, not classical music. The core improvises based on local quantum fluctuations. You can't predict it with pure math because it's designed to be unpredictable. So we need to jam with it," Alex said, pulling out a custom-built interface device, cobbled together from human technology and salvaged alien components. "Guide it without constraining it." What followed was less like traditional engineering and more like conducting an orchestra that composed its own music. Elsa manually adjusted energy flows while Alex fed the core carefully calibrated quantum noise, not reducing chaos, but channeling it. The other species observers watched in bewilderment as the humans appeared to work without a coherent plan, making adjustments that violated every established protocol. "They're insane," Carrick's transmitted to Velthor. "Perhaps," the Azurian replied. "Or perhaps we've been too sane." 17 hours into the repair, disaster struck. A cascade failure began in the core's tertiary matrix. Every calculation said the gate would explode in 90 seconds. The alien observers began evacuating, but Elsa and Alex remained, working with frantic intensity. "The math says we're dead," Alex shouted over alarms. "Since when do we trust math over instinct?" Elsa yelled back. "Look at the pattern. It's repeating every 7 seconds with variations. It's trying to stabilize itself." She made 3 adjustments that made no logical sense, reducing power when conventional wisdom demanded increasing it, introducing asymmetry into systems designed for perfect balance, and manually creating a harmonic that violated the laws of physics as the galaxy understood them. The core's shrieking reached a crescendo, then silence. The quantum matrices stabilized, glowing with renewed vigor. Gate 7 was operational. When the council reconvened, Velthor addressed the assembly with something approaching reverence. "The humans succeeded where our greatest minds failed. They violated 147 engineering protocols and made decisions that our simulations classified as catastrophic errors. Yet the gate functions better than it has in centuries." "How?" demanded the Syntherian. Alex shrugged, a gesture that had become oddly popular among younger alien diplomats. "We guessed. Educated guessing, sure, but still guessing. We felt what the machine wanted to do and helped it do that, rather than forcing it to do what we wanted." Within months, human engineering teams were deployed across the galaxy, repairing gates that had been deemed beyond hope. They brought with them not just technical skills but a fundamentally different approach, one that combined rigorous analysis with creative chaos, mathematical precision with artistic intuition. The galaxy learned an important lesson. Sometimes the newest voice in the room, unburdened by millennia of rigid thinking, sees solutions that experience has blinded others to. Humanity didn't save the galaxy through superior technology or greater intelligence. They saved it by being beautifully, chaotically, impossibly human, and teaching the galaxy that messiness, unpredictability, and the courage to break your own rules weren't weaknesses. They were superpowers.